Well, guys, as I was getting ready to sit down to do this, I stood up and I forgot that my remote was in my pocket, and it was on my lap, and I just completely destroyed my remote. Good thing is I have an Apple Watch which I can use as a remote, because this is not repairable. I completely broke the connection on the back. I destroyed my remote. Nice thing is, though, I do know where I can get another one for cheap. So they are not hard to, they're not hard to find. That's the nice thing. And the nice thing too is that I have a replacement. So this video, I told you I was going to do it. I talked about it yesterday. I talked about it in the video I just did. This is not going to be a long video. This is a video about the kylin. Why is that acting like that? So this is a knife done by Ferrum Forge. It was done in 2015, and it was a collaboration. And so we're going to take a quick look at this. And because it's been a grail knife for me for a while. So we'll get this turned around here in a minute. We'll take a look at it. Okay, so you guys know that I did a review on Elliot Williamson's prototype of this knife that he kind of did in-house. But, you know, it was kind of, that review was kind of a little bit different because it was his on loan. So what this was this was a knife. Now, I refinished this knife. This knife was black and red. If you saw my pictures that I posted on Instagram, maybe I'll go on Instagram and I'll pull those pictures down and I'll put them at the end so you can see the before and after. What I did on this was, just to go into this before, I extended the finger choil out because these were ground really thick at the end. It's still really thick, and they needed an extended finger choil. It was the only way you're gonna get it sharp all the way back. As a matter of fact, it's still got a small dead area back here at the back where it still just could not get it. But I did black ceramic on everything, and then heavy tumble and some anodizing, and I did orange peel and still left that solid black. But at any rate, so these knives were done in conjunction with a kid named Ben Chacon. It's Toxic Blades now. That's what he called himself. He was 13 years old at the time. So these were done in 2015, so he'd be 16 now. I met him at the Cali Custom Show. So this knife, there were only 28 of these, I believe. This one is number 6 of 28. So we're going to turn this around. We're going to take a good look at these. These knives are awesome. So these were done in N690. And this is the sharpest one that I've held because I sharpened it. I put a lot of work into sharpening it. So we'll turn it around. This isn't going to be a real long video. I just wanted to show you guys the lines on this are really, it's an awesome looking knife. It really is an awesome looking knife. So let's get this turned around and take a good overhead view of it, because I figure if it's gonna be a dragon, if it's gonna look like a dragon, all right, guys, so let's take a quick look at this. This was a very attractive knife. Now it was small. These knives were small. They were on the smaller side. It's about the same size as my NTAC. As a matter of fact, I'll go get my NTAC when we get closer just to do a size comparison. Like a lot of the other knives that like every other knife Ferrum Forge makes, pretty much same construction. The titanium scales, a lot of detailed milling and things like that. Titanium hardware. This one I did the hardware black. I did the pocket clip black with an orange peel and green. I did the black on this, but the whole thing is just the way it looks. it's just so attractive. These knives were just gorgeous. A lot of people don't like the N690 steel. I do not have a problem with N690 steel. I like the N690 steel. You can see the Toxic logo that's on it. It was kind of faded when the knife came. It was lasered in. This blade, what I did was I black ceramicked it and then tumbled it for a very long time. Now, some people were saying, you know, oh, who sharpened that knife before it didn't, you know, that thickening, like that ramping that you see on that's just indicative. These things were ground by a 13-year-old boy at the time. There's a lot of they were hand ground by a 13-year-old, and so there's some inconsistencies in the grinds. You're not gonna, I can't complain. I'm 43 and I could not have done that good of a job on it. Very, very attractive knife. And N690, when you do it this way, when you get it good and sharp, this thing is ridiculous sharp. Very, very clean lines on this. I love how this sweeps and everything. But I wanted to show you guys how these things look. I really still, this is one of my favorite, aesthetically, one of my favorite Ferrum Forge knives. And I just wanted to show you how they look when you refinish one of them and do it. So this one came from Leon. He sent it to me all the way from Singapore. This is gonna go back to him as soon as I get it packed up. Actually, it's gonna probably go to back to the shop and go to Elliot, and he's just gonna ship it off because I have one of his other knives here that's gonna have to go to Elliot for a little bit of TLC. It's got a small centering issue that I was unable to rectify. So, like I said, it's a rather small knife. I'll go get my NTAC and we'll take a look and see how it compares size-wise to the NTAC. So hang on just a second, we'll take a look. I figured while we were doing it, may as well do a size and weight comparison. So there you have it, right next to my NTAC, and you can see size-wise, it's just ever so larger than my NTAC, and just slightly larger than my NTAC. Blade length on it is just slightly larger. Actually, I think they're pretty much same length. I could get a ruler, but that would be out of character for me. About the same length. As you can see, I added a finger choil to my NTAC because not necessarily a full finger choil. I just extended the sharpening choil out on mine. This one needed a full choil to be able to sharpen it properly. So let's do a weight comparison on this. And we'll go with gram. Actually, we'll go with ounces. So my NTAC is 3 5/8 ounces. I have a feeling this one's going to be a little bit heavier. 4 ounces. And I think a lot of that has to do, it's a milled clip as opposed to a bent clip. So there you go, guys. That is the Ferrum Forge kylin. Ferrum Forge kylin, awesomely attractive knife. Elliot invited this kid up to the shop after he started asking some high-level knife making questions, and it started a collaboration with a 13-year-old kid, bench gun. And like I said, I met the kid at the Cali Custom Show. An awesome kid, 16 years old now, and just awesome. And the thing was that, you know, that's the kind of guy Elliot is. He's taught me how to make knives. He lets me use the shop and things like that. So there we go. I would like to ask you guys a favor. If you are sending me things, I touched on it in the video that I posted, that's posting up right now. If you're going to send me something, please put a note, because if you're sending something to me and I don't know exactly what you want, then you know, it's going to sit until I get a response. And I've emailed this guy earlier today. His knife's sitting on my bench, and until I get a response, I'm not even going to touch it. And if I don't get a response by today, it's not going to get touched till Monday. Fridays, Saturdays, I make knives. If your knife's on my workbench, sorry, my tripod's a little crooked. If your knife's on my workbench on a Friday and I haven't heard anything from you by Thursday, by about noonish, good chance that I'm gonna start shipping stuff off Thursday. Not this week. This week I'm holding off on going to the shop because I've been sick and I don't want to get the guys sick. So, you know, I can't just start sharpening something. I mean, I could sharpen it and get it to 8,000 grit. But here's the thing. I don't know if he wants me to reprofile 100% this knife. I don't know what he wants. And it does me no good to start on something. And the other thing, these videos, our community it's growing. Our videos that you guys watch, that is our videos that I make for us, our little community here. If we want this to expand, I need you guys to whether you like the video or not. If you don't like it, that's fine. I get like 300 views, hit the thumbs up button. Like here, smash that like button. I don't care if you don't like it, smash the dislike button. That interaction, comments and interactions and things like that, that get these videos distributed throughout. So when you watch the video, hit the like button, and that way, you know, that way more people see them, and that way we get more exposure. So it doesn't take much. It's right there. Just click it. Dink, dink. It's not that hard. So, all right, guys, this is going to be a short video. Like I said, I just wanted to show you guys how cool I think this one came out. Of the knives I've done recently, I think this one and Brandon Young's all black and gold Chavez 228, I think these are the ones that have come out the best. So, Leon, thank you for the opportunity to do this. This has come out like, and it's screaming sharp. It is screaming sharp. Like, it is the sharpest I think that I've seen a kylin, because they're really thick. Because, and I'm going to touch on it, but there's certain dimensions that affect sharpness. I kind of argued with Nick Shabazz in a live feed one time about it. A lot of it, it's not this. This does not have anything to do with how sharp a blade is. It's this dimension. It's the dimension from here to here. Now, you can't overcome it by the angle you sharpen it at, but usually with a thick blade and not having a lot of distance from the start of your grind to here to thin that's where you run into problems. So this won't ever be real slicey, but it's sharp, but it won't be real slicey. So, all right, guys. I apologize for the length of time in between videos. I had been doing so much. There's issues with live feeds. The live feed I did this morning, it got taken down. I don't know what happened. I put it up, and it came right down. Some people had watched it, and it came right down. I apologize. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if YouTube took it down. I don't know if it might show back up later. I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize. I really don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I don't know if I did something wrong in the video, that maybe I violated some. I didn't get an email from YouTube, but I'm sorry. I may just stop doing YouTube live feeds. I don't know. I know you guys like them, but I don't know what to tell you guys. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right, guys. That's it for today. I'll get this posted up. It looks like that old phone of mine is working better as far as posting videos. But I do know that we've tried live feeds on that before, and it's very, very inconsistent when it comes to how they look. So, all right, guys. You guys take it easy. I've got more videos that I want to do. I just don't know how I'm going to do them. So, I have an entire block of like 25 Vipers. You guys want a Viper neck knife? I can make one for you. All you have to do is let me know what you want. So, I've got to go call Robert in Canada when I get off of here. So, you guys take it easy. I'm going to call Robert right now. Robert, I apologize that I didn't. I told you I'd call you later in the week. I apologize I didn't. You take it easy. You guys take it easy. I love y'all, and I'll talk to you later.